Hello, YouTube, or everybody, whatever. This is Gamers He Trains, and today I'm reviewing this video game called Calculator, I think. Yeah. And, so let's turn it on. Alright, it's really bright. Actually, it kind of reminds me of a Game Boy because the screen isn't lit in the back. I know the Game Boy Light fixed that. Yeah. So, oh yeah. What's next? It also reminds me of the Game Boy because actually it's not really. It's like the Game Boy except it doesn't have sound or cartridges you can play. It only has one game called Calculator. And let's start playing the game, shall we? So yeah, let's start playing it. So here's the character selection down here. Yeah. I'm gonna pick this guy with the belly. It actually looks like a human, to be honest. Yeah. Alright. And then you press one of these buttons over here. I'm gonna go with the X. Marks the spot. Let's go treasure hunting. Actually, now we're just fighting. And then we need to. I'm gonna pick two opponents. I'm gonna pick these two guys, which looks like they bent their back the wrong way. And then we press this so they can fight. And hey, I got a new high score. That's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Hold on, I gotta go to a different place. Probably can't even see the screen. Yeah. Okay, there, you can see the screen easier. Isn't that great? Oh, yeah. So, there's also this thing you can do. So, you have to pick the balloon. There's this thing I found out that you can do. So, let's make the balloon, and the balloon with the arrow fight this guy. Fight the guy with the big belly, and then you press enter, and you don't get a high score. So yeah, the balloon right here, this guy, he's the worst character in the game, so you don't want to play as him. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Okay. And then something else is you can have teams, like 2 people in each team, or 3 people. Let's do 3 people. Let's go. This guy, an upside down guy, threw out his back. This guy right here, and then the guy who threw out his back, except he's right side up, which is kind of a weird selection. The screen's really dark. It kind of reminds me of a Game Boy. The screen was pretty dark. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty simple game. And then it's press the X, which is the best one, to make you get a really high score. Now let's fight. I don't know. These guys, which look like sentient swords, I guess. Hey, you got a new high score. It's an even higher score. Yeah. So, yeah. This game doesn't come with any cartridges. It's kind of like a Game Boy, as I said 2 or 3 times before, whatever. Yeah. It's kind of like a Game Boy, as I already said. Yeah. It doesn't come with cartridges, and it's just this game, and that's it. Like, there's no other games. It's just this calculator game, or calculator game. So I called it calculator. I pronounced it the wrong way. So yeah, a lot of people mispronounce it as calculator, but it's really calculator, which is like a fighting game, like a jousting game, basically. And there's this mini game where you can eliminate one of the playable characters or something. So you press the sin button because you want to send him to hell, I guess. And which one should we pick? Let's pick the guy who's broke his back. Why are there so many characters who broke their backs? Actually, there's only 2 characters who broke their backs. There's this guy who's standing up straight. This guy who bent his back and snapped it in half. And there's this guy who just broke his back. He's like an old man. So we don't want the old man anymore, and he's too old to fight anyways. I guess he's an okay fighter though. And then that just breaks up the old man into like code. So that's that's deep. That's weird. Yeah. Also, if you want to play adventure mode, there's this D-pad. Like, look. Why wouldn't it work? You can only go up, though. Like, oh, wow. Look at all of this. Look. There's this town that I can, rob. And you press this to rob it. And that's adventure mode. And then this is how much money you got. I got $230. So that's cool, isn't it? Yeah. So we robbed this town, which just uses the crosses to make the people come together or whatever. I don't know. So like, each one of these 2 characters is a house. Like, that's a house. That's a house. And then that's adventure mode. You rob this house. You rob houses, and then that's how much money you caught. Jeez, it's actually kind of a poor town. And then there's 4 houses. So you can use math to find out how much money was in each house. $57.05 are in each house. Or 50 cents, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, that's adventure mode. Those are the only 2 modes. Yeah, so use the D-pad for adventure mode. For fighting mode. Fighting mode is like Super Smash Bros. It's kind of like Super Smash Bros. Except more primitive, I guess. And then if you want to turn it off, here's a cool trick. You press this button, this second. Actually, it's the 2 character, because the 2 character gets you logged off. And then the on button, and then there, it's turned off. And also there's this, protective case. See? So, yeah, if you want to play games on the go, like if you're in your car, you can play it that way. You can, like, there, it's in the case. It was made by this company called Texas Instruments, and, I'm assuming this game was made in, like, when the Game Boy came out. Yeah. It was made when the Game Boy came out. That's why it looks primitive. So, Texas Instruments. Pretty good. The game's like it's actually pretty fun. It's like a 7 out of 10. Yeah. 7 out of 10 would play again. Oops. Yeah, 7 out of 10 would play again. I hope you enjoyed this review of the calculator. Maybe like around Christmas I'll do this Game Boy review. I promise. I'll do a Game Boy review.